I had my brain injury September 11th, 2007.
One morning I just woke up on the floor next to the bed. I could not get up.
Well, I fell down some stairs.
And I woke up in the coma. I couldn't barely see out of one eye. And I thought I was at the beach because my brain had brought me to the place of the beach.
I was left, couldn't speak, and I had very limited use of my left side.
I mean, I had to learn how to walk, learn how to talk.
There was a diagnosis, and once I got the diagnosis, it was tough to find support. It was tough to find help. It was tough to find a voice in that storm. Brain Injury Services has the voice in the storm.
Brain Injury Services allows consumers to get out into the community, get back on their feet, and have access to the resources that they need to live productive, fulfilling lives.
We all kind of talk about it as whatever it takes case management. Whatever it is that the individual we're working with needs, we do whatever we can to make that happen for them.
So Quentin, what we're going to do is we're going to sing a song about a star. We're going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And what I'd like you to do is try to look at the star, find the star while we're singing. Okay?
Quentin was a little boy who had a traumatic brain injury when he was about 2 months old. He went to the hospital and he was on life support pretty immediately. They didn't think he'd make it out of the hospital.
I was always told he would never leave the hospital. He would never be able to come home. And if he did, something bad would happen.
And while he was in the institution, she clearly saw that he was suffering. When you're in a facility that's very medically based, there's not a lot of that personal attention. They're not moms and they're not brothers and they're not aunts and uncles, so you're not getting, what every little kid needs. So she asked the nursing facility to give her the support she needed to bring him home. And when they couldn't do it, they referred her to us.
I mean, it's amazing because for so many years I've always told him never to be this old. From the moment that everything happened, I told him he would never leave the hospital, he would die. So for him to come home and turn 6 and this year to be going to school is just wonderful. I mean, I don't even know I can put it into words.
He was said to be vegetative, like persistently vegetative, no purposeful response at all. But he fixes his gaze, he turns his head towards sound. So, I mean, this is a kid who's hearing something and he's purposefully responding physically to what he's hearing, which is something that they said wasn't even possible. So I'm really, really excited to see what the future holds for him because he's already shown that he can do a lot more than we ever thought he could.
Often after someone's had such a traumatic injury, society tends to just focus on the medical side of things, putting things back together medically and biologically. But what tends to be forgotten right after rehab is how they go back into their normal everyday situations.
When I first went home, I couldn't go up and down the stairs, and I was afraid to be there by myself. And I heard about the ADAPT Clubhouse from a previous member. And the ADAPT Clubhouse is just a wonderful place.
Yeah, the purpose of the clubhouse is to provide an opportunity for brain injury survivors to come and build the skills necessary for them to find success in their lives.
And it's run by the members for the members. And we make the decision of what's going to happen.
Everything from policy writing to intake, billing, everything that happens here happens with a member involved.
I've learned to be able to cook and read the recipe, be sure I read the recipe correctly.
Without a program like this, brain injury survivors would not have a place to go and an opportunity to rebuild those skills, which are essentially helping them rebuild their lives. In coming here, members start to feel a sense of normalcy and feel a sense of belonging. Our goal here is to have members feel that sense of normalcy once they leave the program.
When a consumer is working with a case manager and they decide that it's time to get back into the community and to start to socialize again, that's when our volunteer programs come in.
As I've got further into a relationship with my case manager, opportunities started opening up for me. One of which is Speakers Bureau.
The Speakers Bureau is a group of survivors of brain injury that are active clients of BIS, whose mission is to get out into the community and educate and inspire audiences on brain injury.
And we go to universities and share our stories.
And through that, they have found that it is a rehabilitative tool for them and a means by which they can truly have a productive focus to their day.
It makes me happy to do it, and when the brain's happy, everything's happy.
They say that no two brain injuries are the exact same. The brain is such a complex organ, and the injuries to it can be so subtly different that every person who has a brain injury has different challenges. And so I think that one of the ways that Brain Injury Services succeeds is that it offers a bunch of different kinds of programs and activities, so people with different issues and challenges can find something that's meaningful to them and that helps them. And I'm a volunteer with the PALS program. Bob Martell is my pal.
PALS stands for Providing a Link for Survivors. PALS is a friendship program that enables consumers of BIS to be matched up in a one-to-one friendship with volunteers from the community.
We get together and we play golf and see movies and go out to eat and have a good time.
The PALS program gets me to get out more often. You know, before I was staying inside.
And the best thing that happens to me is when I interact with other people. That gets that part of my brain back working again.
Getting out, simply getting out and coordinating outings is helping to build those social skills, and we find that it's really important to simply have a friend to enable you to do that, to get out into the community.
We want to live life. We don't want to let it. We just don't want to sit there and waste away and wait for the time to go. We want to live life to the fullest we can, and I think we get more joy out of it because it's more challenging for us.
We really want to see our clients thrive. It's not about just getting by. It's about doing amazing things, even with a brain injury.
I'm going to be a fabric designer, a fashion designer, an actress, and a writer, a poet, a designer to build houses. I have a lot of things when I grow up. I couldn't even name them all.